Hey everybody, what's going on? It's Kuroto here, keeping it tanky in Raid Shadow Legends, and today we are going to be looking at stage 20 of the event dungeon. This boss is incredibly tricky. I mean, it's simple on the surface, but it's easier said than done. So we are going to be looking at a team that I put together to take down stage 20. Might do stage 25 in the future. I will get back to you on that. This boss is a mythical champion, so it has two forms. So let's get straight into it. On her base form, Surge of Chaos on the A1, attacks all enemies, heals all allies. The value of the heal is proportional to this champion's attack. Anything for Siroth, the A2, removes all debuffs from all allies, then places a increased attack and shield on all allies for 2 turns. Value of the shield is also proportional to this champion's attack. The shield is not very big, so you don't really have to worry about that. It's more just a petty annoyance. Unless you're running Narcisse, and then that's just bonus. Running Rampant, the A3 places Taunt and Fortify on this champion for 2 turns. Fortify, it just negates ignore defense effects from your champion. Also places an unkillable buff on all allies except this champion for 2 turns. Then we have the Metamorph and Collector of Pawns, the passive effect. Receives 15% less damage for each alive ally. She has 4 on stage 20 moving forward, maybe even before that. That is 60% damage reduction. So she is not going to be taking a lot of damage. So one of the main parts of our strategy here, it would be to kill all but one of her minions. So that way she's only getting 15%. And the reason we are leaving one alive is because the active effect instantly transforms this champion into their alternate form whenever their last living ally is killed. That second form does a lot of damage. So you really don't want to forcefully trigger that Metamorph unless you really know what you're doing.
Listen up, guys. You can get Elenaril for free, as well as Fayne, Uugo, and Tagoar as you level up. Just click my link in the description. Here's the steps to go about getting yours. Log out of Plarium Play on PC and uninstall. This will not work on mobile unless you are downloading it for the first time. Click the link in the description and register with a brand new email. Launch Raid and complete the tutorial. Go to your inbox and claim your first champ. Don't miss out on your chance to get Elenaril for free, as well as 3 free epics. Just click my link in the description and enjoy this wonderful start to Raid.
Then she's got all of the fun little boss passives. Then she also is immune to decreased speed and turn meter reduction, as well as only taking 1/3 of normal damage from HP burns. It's crazy. It's frustrating, but that's the way it is. Then we go to the alternate form. Love how it says base form up there, even though it's not. Destroyer of All, the A1, attacks one enemy 3 times. If this attack kills an enemy, deals pure damage to all other enemies. If the other enemies are not bosses or minions, the amount of pure damage dealt is equal to 30% of the initial target's max HP. So you just go in there with the A1, kill the tankiest champion on the team, and you're more than likely killing the rest of the team with that pure damage. If the other enemies are bosses or minions, the pure damage dealt is equal to 10% of their max HP instead. So a conditional enemy max HP hit, this attack cannot be a critical. It's in theory really strong, but there's not very many bosses and minions who actually you could take advantage of that. I'm thinking Spider, Ice Golem, and Frostbiter. I can't really think of anything else that you could take advantage of that with, because Hydra you're not killing, so that wouldn't trigger. Icon of Havoc, the A2, is an AoE. Before attacking, steals all buffs from all enemies. Targets whose attack is lower than this champion's attack cannot resist this effect. This goes for all of her accuracy-based moves in this form. If you have her built with more attack than the enemy, she doesn't need accuracy in her kit at all. Ruthless Agent places a Shatter buff and an increased crit rate buff on this champion for 3 turns. Shatter just does more ignore defense, which means more damage. Places a True Fear debuff on all enemies for 1 turn. Again, higher attack, cannot be resisted. Grants an extra turn. So she can literally Metamorph, Ruthless Agent, and then Icon of Havoc and just do a ton of damage. Then on the passive on this form, deals Vile Murderous deals 15% more damage for each dead ally. Each critical hit boosts this champion's turn meter by 10% for each dead ally as well, which means it could be really interesting if this passive exists on the champion and not just the boss. Then you could get a crap ton of turn meter for having 4 dead allies with that A1, because then you would be getting 40% turn meter per crit, which would be 120% turn meter, which in theory could mean that she just takes infinite turns. I don't know how that would work. If I get her, I'll test it and we'll find out. So yeah, that's this boss's kit. That's a whole lot to work around, but I have a team who does it quite splendidly. Who is on this team, you might ask? This team right here. Nishek, Wukong, Arbiter, Armons, and Lydia. And yes, there is a preset, and yes, it is important, although it only affects one champion. So let's go in here and show you what it is. That's it. That's all you need to make this work. Wukong's A2 to go first, and don't use the AoE ever. Because Wukong's not the main source of damage here. He's there to speed things up. That's it. Nishek is actually going to be our main source of damage on this team because of the bombs as well as the poisons should the boss get a chance to do that cleanse. The super raid's on, and let's watch how this team works. It's really, really strong. I know it's only stage 20, but stage 20 is really where you need to get to start farming up good gear. You do want to target the boss, otherwise Wukong will use that A2 on a minion and could very well force the metamorph early, which we do not want. So have him just smack the cold crap out of the boss. And then there we go. Got out the unkillable, which is actually really good because we don't want the minions to die. Again, trying to avoid that metamorph, and then strips the buff so it doesn't matter. So I speak too soon. Imagine that. Alright, so now minions are dying, which means we are doing more damage, which is what we want to see. Get that weaken back up, and should wrap this fight up really shortly. There we go. That was the longest run this team has done so far. As you can see, the best time here is 27 seconds. I don't know why that one took so long. We'll do it again to see what happened here. So Armand, then Nishek throws out bombs. Wukong goes in with the A2. There we go. Nice, we got the brimstone. That does some good damage, so that's good. There we go. More damage. All right. Then we get some minions dying here. Do some extra damage. And then, yeah, there we go. Poisons go out. Weaken goes back up. 50 seconds. Man, I don't know what happened, but something happened. Is that a good banner? Ooh, could be. Double speed roll? No, but I got one, so I'll hold on to it till I get an idea of what I need. Okay, now I will go in and show you guys the builds for those champions, so that way you know what kind of stats to be looking at. First up, we got Wukong, built in lethal and cruel. Stats are as follows: 7,500 attack, 238 speed, 99% crit rate, and 293% crit damage. Don't care about the accuracy, but it is 345 on this build. We have an Arethi Coronet on him just because, you know, he places block buffs outside of the event dungeon, so more damage. He's awakened 5-star with Soul Reap, and then we went down and grabbed Helm Smasher just to get as much damage out of him as possible. Up next we have Armons the Magnificent, built in 4-piece Feral and 5-piece Supersonic, trying to keep him speedy and accurate. Stats: 58k HP, 346 speed, and 612 accuracy. He is going into live arena, so he needs just as much accuracy as he can possibly muster. We have the Molten Death Bell on him to get more turn meter when he does his crowd control. That even applies to the sheep on his A3, so that is good there. We have him awakened with 4-star Polymorph, again arena, and Eagle Eye for his tier 6. Lydia coming in with a cursed set, speed, and 3-piece feral. She is built for Hydra. That is why she is in the cursed set. That is not required for the event dungeon team. 51k HP, 291 speed, could be faster, we're working on it, and 355 accuracy. Actually, I don't know if she could be faster or not. Might be a speed tune thing. Still getting used to this account. We have her awakened with 3-star Brimstone, and then her masteries came down and grabbed War Master for the tier 6 just to get a little extra damage. Arbiter coming in Divine Speed, 2 speed sets, and 2-piece Pinpoint, as just basically as much speed as we can muster. She is the fastest champion on the account, coming in at a crazy 413 speed, 57k HP, and 321 accuracy. A good amount of accuracy, not enough to do a whole lot in arena, but the occasional buff duration decrease is very nice. We have her 3-star awakened with Intimidating Presence, and have Timely Intervention for her tier 6, just to make her all the more capable as a reviver. And finally, the big nuker of this team, Nishak Verminlord, coming in Stone Skin and Perception, built as an arena champ. At some point I want to try building him out in Merciless to see if that does better for the event dungeon. It'll get him some more attack, as well as a chance to reduce his cooldown to get back to his bombs faster. Alright, stats, we have 8.6k attack, 243 speed, no crit rate or crit damage, and then 439 accuracy. That accuracy could be way higher, but c'est la vie. We have an Arethy Coronet on him as well, placing a ton of debuffs, which means more damage. And then we've got him awakened 2-star Soul Reap, and came down and got Eagle Eye for the tier 6. Just trying to give him more accuracy so that way he can be effective in the arena. Guys, there is the team. Hopefully that helps you out in the event dungeon, so that way you can get bunch of Pinpoint as well as progress towards this coalition event. We need to be putting in the effort, because I don't know about y'all, but I want 100 mythical crafting materials, as well as all these juicy total rewards up here. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. Hopefully this team helps you progress. I will catch y'all in the next one. Stay happy and healthy, and stay tanky.